Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Inktober. We are starting on the next 7 prompts. I was super excited to jump into this after finishing the last episode. You guys seemed to really like it. And I saw a couple of comments that I wanted to address real quick. First and foremost, I know that I missed the cup in the orc's hand. It gets added in, I don't think it's this episode, but in the next episode. I realized it later on in filming that I completely spaced on adding his little cup. So don't worry, I noticed it will be fixed. I mean, it already is fixed on my end, but you guys can't see it yet in the episode. So I think it's next episode that it gets officially fixed. So thanks for pointing that out. I know I realized it and I forgot to address it in the last episode, but either way, don't worry. He gets his cup of booze. No worries at all. He will have his drink. So we're jumping into the next 7 prompts, and I was really excited to jump into these because we got another big range of diverse characters. So for this first one, we have this little hobbit guy. I was thinking he's thinking of getting his like second or third lunch. He sees that chicken going by that our dragonborn waitress is carrying by, and he's just so hungry. He's probably already eaten quite a bit, and he's already on to, I'm assuming, his first or second beer. But either way, he still is ready and willing to eat. And he was a lot of fun to draw. I always like doing expressive poses and characters. I kind of wish I pushed his pose a little bit more, but I think I made up for it here for the day 7 exhausted. I was really happy with this pose, and I just really like his slouching and just the expression. He's trying to be nice to his mage companion, but her tricks aren't really impressing him. He is way too tired to really appreciate them. I could imagine the two of them have been on the road for quite a while, probably collecting some gold, killing some monsters, helping townsfolk. They've been so busy and just gone and going everywhere, and I think he's ready for a nice bed. I could imagine they've been on the road, maybe no tavern or some like bed to sleep in. They've just been camping it, and the mage loves it. She probably just loves nature and likes hanging out there, but he's like, man, I could use a hot meal, a beer, and a good bed. And he was a lot of fun to draw. His armor was a blast. I kind of did a combo of, I guess, more traditional and fantastic armor. Like, I followed the ideas of, if you look at old medieval paintings, I really like how they draw their feet in, like, the ironclad feet boot things. I don't know how to describe it. So I kind of tried to replicate that with his feet along with some of the other parts of the armor. And I wanted to make sure that you could see his helmet and his travel satchel. I'm probably going to add in, I realized I didn't add in a sword, which I had in my initial mini sketch, but I don't know how I missed it. So I'm probably going to add it in, like, kind of leaning against the bar somewhere or on his belt. And then next up we have Star, which was kind of a difficult one to figure out because I was like, well, I'm inside in a tavern. I could put a window and have like a dark sky outside with stars, but I didn't really want a big like black square in the middle of my tavern. And I don't know if you would have for sure a window open at all times, but you know, I don't know. I wasn't really digging the idea of just doing a normal night sky. So I was like, well, what if, like, I mean, I would assume, since it's my persona that owns the bar, that I would hang at least some type of art or something cool in the bar that related to the name of the tavern. Like, I do have the sign, the Wyvern's Tavern, that's going to be finished later. But I'm like, I would probably hang at least some artwork. So I was like, well, why not, like, a starry night sky scroll to go across the top of the bar with a wyvern or wyvern, however you want to pronounce it, and just have the stars there. And I thought that worked pretty dang well. And in this episode, we're adding a lot of background elements. So I misjudged these giant beer kegs. I thought I could fit 3, but my measurements were incorrect. So I ended up doing 4 large ones and a couple small ones. And I think that works out well. Like, it would have been nice to have the symmetry of all the big ones, and I mean, I can go in and edit it digitally if I ever want to do prints of these or anything, but I was like, you know, we'll just do it this way for at least the traditional one. And then I wanted to add some depth to where the beer keg, well, they're not beer kegs, they're beer barrels. I wanted to add some depth to where they were stored, so I kind of added a bit of like roof above them, and I had the walls on either side because these would have to be in some type of inlet. They can't just sit out on the front of the wall because then they would just be flat. So I needed to make sure that they had some depth to go back into. So after adding all these extra little details, like I added the spigots, and to show that they are wooden barrels, I added the paneling of the wood. After that, I do jump into adding the depth to this like mini behind the bar room. And then I jump into the next prompt, which I could imagine this guy, he's kind of like a hunter that just caught or like cashed out a really big bounty, and he has all his money and trinkets in this little chest, and he does not want to let it go. He is super paranoid that someone's gonna steal it from him, but he still needs to get some food and probably a drink from after his long quest to get his money. But he's like, nope, I'm not leaving it. I don't want to risk it because this is my precious money trove. I don't want to get rid of it or have it stolen or lost. And also, before you guys call me out on it, my husband did point this out to me. I'm going to fix it in the future ones, because in my other sketches, I at least have some diversity. I had a little bit of same boot syndrome. I had a lot of the cuffed boots on some of the characters in these first couple episodes, but don't worry, I'm gonna diversify and add some more different shoe types into future characters and future episodes. So now I'm jumping back into more details. I'm drawing in the bar, which I noticed my character sadly goes into the bar a little bit because the markers bled, which has been a little bit difficult with this paper just because it's not meant for Copics, that it's been bleeding or like hasn't been staying where I want it to. But you know, I'm working with what I got. I still do like how it's turning out, but I think a lot of stuff I'm gonna do post cleanup in digital if I'm gonna sell prints of this or put it in anything. And then next up we have flowing, which I thought of this like amazing like elf princess. I thought she could have like this long flowing gown, long flowing hair, and I kind of wanted to give her a little bit of sass. I wanted her to look completely unamused to be in this little rinky-dink hole-in-the-wall tavern. And some of you are gonna give me a call back, but I will totally make it canon. I think this could be our elf Archer from last year's Inktober's. She looks very similar, also has that kind of shitty disposition, like doesn't care about anyone or anything in the world, so I will make it canon. And I would say this is before she meets, I think we named her Daru, which was the big orc from last year's Inktober. I think this is her previous bodyguard, which is this like big, hunky, cruel, to go with the prompt, bodyguard. And sadly, there's this little dog who just wants a little bite of his chicken leg, and this guy does not want to share it all. He's like, this is all mine. Too bad, so sad. I know you're starving, little puppy, but nope, this is my food. And then for whale, this one was a lot of fun because I was like, I can't just put a whale in this tavern. Like, I could probably put a whale man or something, but I was like, what if we made a whale dog? So I made a little cute whale, I guess, Monster Mash combo, because I was like, it'd be really cute to have a big whale just shrunk down into this little legged cute creature that could just walk around on land. And I kind of imagine it being like a I don't know, a whale crocodile dog, something similar like that. And so now with all the lines done, I'm going in with cleanup with my eraser, checking if I missed any straight edge lines that I wanted to fill in, or if I missed any lines in general, cleaning up the rest of my background lines that I missed. And then I'm gonna be jumping in with Copics. I just love this little whale dog. He's super cute. He's just sleeping, chilling, hanging out. And I think it would be an interesting pet. I'm curious how they would eat, because I feel whale, you know, they usually get krill, and I don't know what he would eat on the surface. So that might be something to think about. And I always really like the coloring phase because this can help add some more personality to the characters by adding very particular shadows. Like this guy, since he's very protective and has his hat on, I could see him being a very shaded face, doesn't want to really be seen by anyone. And so I made sure to darken him up, and that helped add a lot of personality to him as well. And then I really liked having the nice contrast between the elf and her guard. She had the nice bright robes, while he was in a much darker attire. And then the knight was also super fun because it was interesting to think about how the lighting would work on him, because obviously the Dragonborn in the background stoking the fire and grilling up the meats, he would have the really extreme lighting happening on him. But also, since the this knight is sitting in front of the light of the fire, he would also at least have some type of reflective light or bright light coming off behind him. And that's when I also noticed I needed a little bit more darker shadows on the mage, so then it made sense with the knight having these really extreme shadows. And then I also went in and added some extra highlights with my white gel pen to really emphasize the brightness coming from the stoves. And then finally, we are getting to coloring our first guy that we started with, the little hobbit. And with that, we're getting really close to finishing this up, and I am really loving how this piece is coming along. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it so much. I'm actually have a couple ideas on how I can use this. So first off, I might make prints of this. If you guys are interested, let me know. I'll put a poll here if you want like some really cool long ways prints. And I'm also thinking for my monster manual that's coming up, I think this would make a really cool inside page and front page, kind of like make it against an old paper background, faded a little bit. It will be a really cool, like just background texture. So thanks again, guys, so much for stopping by and checking out this video. I hope you guys are enjoying Inktober. I am having a blast with this piece, and I cannot wait for this whole thing to come together and just be amazing. So thanks again so much for stopping by, and if you aren't already, you can go and hit that subscribe button. I have new art videos every week, and I will see you guys next week for another Inktober. Bye, everybody.